MLB Network just asked one of the toughest questions on Twitter today. Build your dream rotation. I love these things. I don't know about you guys, but I love these on Twitter. These are some of my favorite things to talk about. These are some of my favorite things to do, and it gives me great video ideas. You got $15 to build a dream rotation out of all these pitchers in Major League Baseball who are given assigned budgets. You can double up in spots. You can go all $4 pitchers. You can come in below budget, but you can't spend more than 15. And if you guys want to see me do another video like this, drop a like on this. We hit 3,000 likes. I'll give you another one of these dream rotation, dream lineup budget videos in the upcoming days. Now, before I do get going into this and showing you my team, I need to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, Bespoke Post. Bespoke Post is a monthly membership club delivering awesome top shelf goods from under the radar brands. Every month, they introduce their members to new and exciting products. And this is all based on a preference quiz that you fill out through Bespoke Post. Their box lineup's changing every single month as well, so you're always able to discover something new. Every box has a retail value of around $70, but it only costs you $45. You'll get a box assigned to you every single month based on your preferences, and before it's shipped, you'll get a preview to decide what's going to come inside of it. You can either 1, keep it, 2, swap it for a different box, or 3, skip the month entirely at no charge. Let me show you what I got. This stuff's pretty sick. First off, I'm a man of travel. I'm a man of leisure. I got the Weekender bag from the Weekender box, and it came with this nice big duffel bag looking thing that's like super nice inside. I also got the Carnivore box, which came with an American barbecue rub, and then this right here. It's a massive cleaver. And then the last box I received was called Dram, and it came with 2 really nice whiskey glasses, jumbo ice balls. I can't wait to use this and make some balls of ice, some traditional old-fashioned syrup if I want to make a drink, and then a field guide to whiskey. To get 20% off your first box, go to the link in the description right now and enter Giraffe20 at checkout. Again, 20% off your first box. You can get amazing things. Link in the description down below. Use the code Giraffe20 to save 20% off your first box. Thanks to Bespoke Post for sponsoring today's video. All right, let's start talking about this team. I mean, $15 dream rotation. There's a lot of different ways you could go. You could go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that would come out to $15, right? Math. 9 plus 3, 12, 2, 14. Yep, that would come out to 15. You could go a couple 5s, a couple 1s, maybe a 3 mixed in there. You could change it up. I think the way I'm gonna do this is my personal favorite, the way that I would spend my $15, and I'll also do it with one guy from each category, because that also gives you 15 as well. So I'll give you 2 different ways that I'm going here. Let's first start it off with the way that I would go. My favorite players, the rotation that I want to build. So first, let's take a look at the board. In the $5 tier, you've got Garrett Cole, Max Scherzer, Walker Buehler, Corbin Burns, and Robbie Ray. $4, you got Carlos Rodon, Brandon Woodruff, Lance Lynn, Zach Wheeler, and Kevin Gausman. $3, Shohei, Freddie Peralta, Logan Webb, Sandy Alcantara, and Joe Musgrove. $2, Trevor Rogers, Adam Wainwright, Wade Miley, Julio Urias, and Lance McCullers Jr. And then finally, in the $1 category, still some great pitchers. John Means, Marcus Stroman, Nate Eovaldi, Cal Quantrill, and Max Fried. Really, really good pitchers. One thing I noticed though, where's my boy Jacob deGrom? I know he's hurt, but if deGrom was on here, you know what? He has his own category. He'd be like $6. That's probably why. So let's start off by doing the team that I want the most, how I'm going to spend my budget. It's not going to be one from each category right now, just my favorite personal choice. And we're starting off in the $5 tier, and I'm doubling up in the $5 tier. I think you have to, because there are guys in this tier that are just in another level. They're completely different than a lot of the other pitchers that you see here. And I'm sorry, Robbie Ray, as good as of a season as you're having, we're going to cross you off the list right now. I'm not picking Robbie Ray for $5. He's very good, but he's not even in the level of those other 4 guys listed next to him, in my personal opinion. Garrett Cole's a beast, but Garrett Cole's not going to be my choice either. We're between Scherzer, Buehler, and Corbin Burns. Let's go ahead and circle Max Scherzer. For some reason, this guy's been flying under the radar as a Cy Young candidate. He should be the Cy Young favorite, I think, right now in the National League. He's got the best ERA in baseball, the best whip in baseball. He has been absolutely filthy, striking out a third of the batters he faces. I mean, Mad Max has simply just been on another level since going to the Dodgers. Mad Max has been really good. Boom, circling him. He's our ace, my #1 pick to be the ace of this rotation. I'm going with Max Scherzer. And then second, it's between Buehler and Burns. While Buehler is having as well a Cy Young caliber season, he gives you 6 innings basically every single start. One of the most consistent pitchers all year. I think he's had the most starts this year with allowing 3 earned runs or less, or he's tied for first with Gausman and Stroman. But because of that stat, I'm actually not going to pick him at the $5 tier. I'm going to go with Corbin Burns. Corbin Burns' ERA is one of the best in baseball. He's striking out an insane amount of batters, doesn't give up walks, doesn't give up hits, doesn't give up the long ball. Corbin Burns has turned into one of the best pitchers in Major League Baseball right before our eyes. Really good 2020, insane 2021, could be the Cy Young in the National League. We're going Scherzer and Burns, and right off the rip, $10, gone. $10 is out of here. So we got to figure out how to spend this final 5 on 3 players. And I'm going right to that $3 range. I'm going right to that $3 category. That's the sweet spot for me. I honestly can't do anybody in the 4. So let's go ahead and go to 3. Ohtani's sick, but is Ohtani my choice? I mean, we're talking about just pitching here. I think I'm going to pass on Ohtani right now. I think I am. If we got the hitting, Ohtani is the clear and obvious choice. You have to pick him. But we're talking about Ohtani not hitting wise, guys just pitching. Sick, not my pick. Freddie Peralta, now that's a guy I could get behind. His numbers have been crazy this year. His K rates have been insane. This dude has had a breakout season. Logan Webb also having a breakout season. Is he as good as Freddie Peralta though in my eyes? I don't know if he gets a nod over him. Logan Webb's been really good. I just can't take him over Freddie right now. Sandy Alcantara though, one of the most underrated pitchers in Major League Baseball. This guy has the opportunity to be the guy that I pick here. He's just so good. He's so clean. He attacks batters. He has really good stuff. Most underrated pitcher. He's still in consideration. And then Joey Musgrove out in San Diego. He started off the year hot and he's just kind of continued on this entire season, really taking over what seems like the ace role in that rotation with Darvish and Blake Snell struggling. Clevenger's of course still not pitching this year. They've had some injuries to guys like Dinelson Lamet, Chris Paddock stinks. Musgrove probably gets the bump over Sandy Alcantara, so it's between Musgrove and Peralta. And as much as I like Joey Musgrove, I'm going Freddie Peralta. His numbers have been sick this year. While he hasn't made as many starts or as many innings as Joe Musgrove, I mean, his stuff is just so good. And as a number 3 starter, like he is currently in Milwaukee, by the way, which is crazy. The Brewers have 3 guys on here. The rotation's unbelievable. Striking out about a third of the batters he faces, over a third, I think. A whip under 1, an ERA at 2.57. Doesn't give up any hits, 4.9 hits per 9. Limiting the long ball. I can look past the walks. Freddie Peralta is going to be my number 3 starter. Now that leaves us with $2 left, which means we have to go to the $1 category. But boy, can you find some value in this $1 slot, because there are some really good pitchers here. And the first one I'm going with is not John Means. Sorry, John Means, you're not making the cut. Very good, but he's just not my pick. I'm going with Marcus Stroman. Marcus Stroman has had an unbelievable year, so incredibly underrated. This guy's going to get paid this offseason, and hopefully it's by my favorite team, the New York Mets, because he deserves it. He's been huge for this team. I couldn't imagine where the Mets would be without him. He's been unbelievable. And I feel like some of you guys might not even know how good he's been. His numbers have been sick. So Stroman's not going to have the strikeout numbers, but even then, he has a career high in his K per 9. Like, he's striking out batters at a higher rate than he ever has in his career. A 2.88 ERA on the season, which is crazy with a 9-12 record, which shows you wins and losses really doesn't matter for a starting pitcher. A whip at 1.118, and this was all because he had like one bad stretch where he was dealing with a hip injury and his numbers kind of slid a little bit. But this is a dude who is tied with Walker Buehler and Kevin Gausman for the most appearances with 3 earned runs or less this year. And you're getting him at $1. Marcus Stroman's value's through the roof. He's a Gold Glove fielding pitcher. He gives you innings. He gives you quality starts. He's my pick. He's 100% going to be my number 4 starter here at $1. He is a no-brainer. Let's go, Stro. And then for the 5th and final starter, we got Evaldi, Quantrill, and Fried. I like Nasty Nate. He's very, very good. He's got some elite stuff, I think, for sure. He limits the walks. He's been getting some strikeouts too. Doesn't give up the long ball. Doesn't really even give up that many hits. But I'm not going to go with Nasty Nate. Cal Quantrill. Nice year. Nice little coming out party for him for sure in Cleveland. He's had a strong year, but he's not my pick either. I'm going to go with Max Fried, who at the beginning of the year had some struggles early on. Maybe wasn't comfortable on the mound. A little bit of injury stuff too. He was struggling with the consistency, but this second half of the season, Max Fried has turned it around, and we're seeing the Fried of 2020, where he was a top pitcher in the game, one of the best left-handed arms in the league. And it's been good enough this year for a 3.47 ERA, a whip at 1.185, striking out 9 batters per 9 innings, limiting the walks. It's going to give him a few hits. It's going to happen. But to me, what I've seen in the second half, I want Max Fried. In the second half, he's had a 2.19 ERA in 70 innings pitched, and a whip under 1 at 0.97. That's disgusting. That's disgusting for $1. That's filthy. While he struggled at the beginning of the year, 4.71 ERA, a whip at 1.4 basically. What I see in the second half, we've seen before for Max Fried. I'm willing to take that risk on him as a number 5 starter. I feel like Fried's the pick. I mean, he's allowed a 208 average in the second half as compared to 270, OPS of 587. The walks, I mean, almost non-existent. He's only walked 15 batters in 273 plate appearances. That's awesome. That's filthy. Max Fried's my pick, and my rotation is looking disgusting. Max Scherzer, Corbin Burns, Freddie Peralta, Marcus Stroman, and Max Fried. I mean, that's one of the best rotations in baseball, if not the best rotation. That's filthy. That's a World Series caliber rotation right there. Stamp it, put it in the books. That is my choice if I could spend these $15 freely. That's what my rotation would look like. Now, if we were doing the $15 budget, picking one guy from each spot, it's going to look a little bit differently. Let's go through it. In the $5 spot, I'm still going with Max Scherzer. I picked him for my favorite team here. He's going to be my $5 guy. The consistency, the innings, the ability, he's just a gamer. He's a different player. Mad Max, my $5 pitcher. In the $4 slot, you got Rodon, who's just been a breakout player this year. Fantastic. Woodruff, who is a Cy Young candidate, one of the stronger pitchers in the league. Lance Lynn, who's just a workhorse. He is a beast. He'll throw 80% fastballs and still strike you out. Zach Wheeler, breakout season, unbelievable. Another workhorse is in the league, going 7-8 innings every time. And Gausman, another breakout season, really coming into his own in San Francisco. To me, it's basically between Woodruff and Wheeler. And as much as I'd like to, use my Mets bias in the former Met Zach Wheeler, I'm going to go with Brandon Woodruff. Brandon Woodruff is just an ace. He's a number 1 on almost any other team in baseball. We got to go with Brandon Woodruff here for $4. $3, I mean, you saw me pick him in the last one. We're going with Freddie Peralta again for the same reasons that I just previously mentioned. This Brewers rotation's just not fair. I have 2 of their 3 in a dream rotation. Dream rotation. I have 2 of the 3 3 guys on their team. You could honestly go with all 3. You wouldn't be wrong. But I'll go with Freddie in the $3 tier. $2 tier we didn't talk about, so let's go through the guys here. Trevor Rogers, who is having a unbelievable rookie year, like a 2.7 ERA, throws gas, really, really good, scary good. Adam Wainwright and Wade Miley, kind of in the same category with each other, will eat innings, go deep into games. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be sexy. They're not going to surprise you with their stuff. It's not going to be like, whoa, 99, 100 on the gun, but they will get the job done. They're both having really, really strong years. Julio Urias, one of the more underrated pitchers again in Major League Baseball. I feel like people don't realize how good this dude's been. Sub 3 ERA, striking out a ton of batters. Julio Urias coming into his own in the majors. And then LMJ, Lance McCullers Jr., having another strong outing, strong season, probably the best of his career, taking over that frontline starter spot in Houston because Greinke's been hurt and of course Verlander's out. This is the Lance McCullers Jr. that the Astros thought they were going to have for years and years to come, and it's nice to see him taking a step forward. Who am I going with here though? Oh, this is tough. I think right off the rip, I'm not picking Wainwright and Miley. I just can't do it. The guys who are next to them just have better stuff and similar numbers. Can't do it. Great years, just won't pick those 2. Lance McCullers is having a really good year, but not better than Urias and Trevor Rogers. And while Urias is having a good season, off the field stuff is going to scare me away from him. I'm going with Trevor Rogers, who has been lights out in Miami. And I saw him pitch against Jacob deGrom to start this year. He went toe-to-toe with him and beat him in a 1-0 shutout. You do that, you're good. Trevor Rogers, sign me up in the $2 tier. And then in the $1 tier, I had Stroman and Fried, so that's the competition between those 2. I'm going to play my Mets bias here. I'm going Marcus Stroman. I'm going to do it. Mets bias. Get mad at me. It's my dream rotation. It doesn't mean this is 100% right. I'm not telling you you're wrong if you go otherwise. But for me, I'm going Stroman. I'm a Stroman fan. I'm a Stroman fanboy. This dude is just, he deserves respect. I feel like everybody sleeps on him. He's great. He's a good teammate. He's a good player. He's a leader. I love what he does off the field. Marcus Stroman is my $1 choice to give me a rotation of Scherzer, Woodruff, Peralta, Rogers, and Stroman. Disgusting. That team is also disgusting. Insane. I'd love to know who you guys went with down in the comments section below. Let me know what your dream rotation looks like for $15. Drop a like on the video if you did enjoy it, as well as subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of this content. Drop me a follow on all my social media, GiraffeNeckMarc, links in the description. That's where I'm wrapping it up, guys. You know the drill from here on out. YouTube recommends you watch this video. This is my most recent upload. Click through those if you have not yet seen them. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow for another video. Bye.